What's going on, gang? Today I am covering my controller settings that I use in Modern Warfare 2 that will translate over to Warzone 2 in 2 weeks, depending on when you're watching this video. Gang, if you're new to the channel and enjoy the content, do me a favor, hit that sub button, crush that like button, let me know what you think about these settings. I definitely think these are key, man. Enjoy it. Alright, gang, so at the top you see controller and advanced. We're going to start with controller for our aiming input. Obviously it's controller, not keyboard mounts. You can flip your bumpers and your triggers. I keep that off because I have mouse click triggers, but whenever you're using your battle rifles, if they're not fully auto, you can flip that, use your bumpers, and you'll have a rapid fire effect. I think that's a pretty neat feature, how you can just do that. I'm pretty sure you can do that in other CODs, but we didn't have battle rifles to worry about. Stick layout preset, I leave that to default. Controller vibration off. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity are 6.6. I do play at 120 FOV. For my ADS sensitivity multiplier, I cut that at 0.94. It only goes in increments of 10, but if you put a mouse and keyboard, you can do this on PlayStation and Xbox. If you put your mouse and keyboard into your console, you can fine tune that and make a micro adjustment. In Warzone, I used a 9.4. I figured I'd do the same thing in this game, and it has been great. Going on to the actual third person, all these, I just leave these at 1.0. Not too worried about that. Vertical aim axis, I leave all this on standard. I don't know anyone who really plays inverted, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna mess with that too much. Aim down sight behaviors, obviously hold. Automatic tac sprint is definitely enabled. There's a few movement bugs right now that you can achieve using auto tac sprint. I wouldn't necessarily call them bugs. It's almost like just a skill gap with movement. You know, we had slide canceling, now we have the instant drop shot. So I will be covering that probably on my TikTok, but I'm not too sure yet. We got to see if it gets patched or not. I'm not too sure if they will, but auto tac sprint is still goated. I'm very highly recommend it. Equipment, behavior hold, weapon mount activations, ADS plus melee. I do prioritize interact. This is essentially contextual tap from Warzone. I know a lot of people just like to be able to do the tap to reload. I prefer the holding to reload, tap to interact. I've done that for Warzone forever, so I figured I'm gonna stick with that. And then armor plate behavior, which another Warzone thing. I have it on apply one, but I usually like doing apply all because you can cancel it. I'm not positive you can cancel it in this game, just for the simple fact you can't cancel a reload in this game. So I don't know if they're gonna make that a feature or not. We'll have to see in 2 weeks when Warzone drops. Let's go over to the advanced tab. Target aim assist obviously on, aim assist type default. You have a few options. You get precision, focusing, and black ops. They had the same options in Vanguard. The only way I can explain it, precision and focusing are for people who have a very hard time aiming on just solo targets. You know, the only reason I don't use these two in particular, if there's 2 or more players in front of you, whoever's moving the most or is closest, you know, it's gonna lock onto them. And just because they're the closest doesn't mean they're the first person you need to take out. The person closest might be looking the totally opposite direction. So I stick to default. Aim response curve type, I play dynamic. I've played dynamic since Modern Warfare 2019. Standard works fine. I know a ton of people, I know are some shredders that run standard, but for the most part, dynamic feels best for me. Sometimes if my aim feels lousy, I'll switch to standard for a couple days, but I always come back to dynamic. I literally always come back. ADS sense multiplier focus, I leave that at 1.0. I really don't know what that does too much. I think it has to do with when you're holding your breath. ADS sensitivity transition timing, that's instant. I don't know why anyone would want it, you know, after zoom or gradual. That means the second you ADS, the 0.94 setting I was showing you earlier, my actual ADS sensitivity, is immediately applied. That's how I want it. I don't want it to be too fast. I'm so used to having it on instant, I'm not gonna change that. Custom sensitivity per zoom, again, mouse and keyboard I went through for low zoom and 2 to 3 times. I put that to 0.94. 4 times and up is gonna be a 1.0. Usually that's gonna be your snipers, so I wasn't too worried about messing with that. Inputs on my dead zone, I got 0.04 for my left stick and right stick. This is based on your controller. I'll go through and I would absolutely tinker with this, see what you can figure out. You have a dead zone for your triggers. You can really adjust this to where your triggers are instantaneous. I have mouse click triggers, so it doesn't matter, but if you have like a standard controller and you want it to fire instantly, you can definitely mess with that dead zone and make them go off right away. Auto move forward is off, but my tactical sprint behavior is single tap run. Single tap run means you tac sprint, just one tap of the left stick will make you tac sprint. It'll put you right into a tac sprint instead of having to double tap it. I think that gets annoying, and that honestly wears controllers out. Grounded mantle on. It says the jump button will make you mantle on nearby obstacles while you're grounded. I mean, this one's tricky because I feel like I lose a lot of gunfights to auto mantle, but it's probably worth it. I mean, just as a quality of life feature, I'd leave it on. Automatic airborne mantle partial, plunging underwater. I put it to movement, so it says sprint and look down to plunge underwater. I'll test this more out as you swim more, probably do some swimming in Warzone 2, but for now we're gonna leave that to movement. Invert slide and dive behavior, I'm going to keep that on standard. Door bash, obviously I'm keeping this on. Parachute auto deploy, I might as well just go ahead and turn this off. Getting ready for Warzone 2, got to get to the ground fastest. ADS stick swap off. Backpack alternate controls, I'm really not too sure about that. Weapon mount exit delay, I have it set to medium. I guess medium movement makes you get off, which I really don't want it to be short, just for the simple fact that maybe I don't want to get off the mount and bump my joystick, so I'm going to leave that on medium. Depleted ammo weapon switch on, I definitely think you should keep this on. If you're spraying your primary, it's your last clip, you run out of bullets, the person's one shot, you definitely want your secondary to come out. Maybe even if you have a launcher. I know right now I'm carrying a launcher for gold challenge, but that definitely saves your life. Quick C4 detonation, this is a silly setting. Like I'm not with this setting. I have it off. If it's on, it says press the lethal equipment detonates any C4 before throwing another. If you turn it off, pressing RB throws all C4 before detonating them. With that being said, you can throw multiple C4 without them going off, and then just use X. You know, if you need to blow up one, you can just double tap X and or square on PlayStation. Or, you know, you can throw multiple and then you can hit the detonator switch or double press square or X, and you will get yourself a detonation. And then camera movements, not too, you know, it really doesn't matter. Double tap danger ping, I just left that moderate, and then ping wheel delay, I would put that on moderate as well. There's a ping wheel, it's disabled right now, but when it comes back, you're gonna have to toy around with that setting. Let me know what you think. Again, this is what I'm running. So just as a recap, we got 6.6 on the sensitivities. I do play at 120 FOV. And then for our sensitivity aim response curve type, we got dynamic and a 0.94 ADS sensitivity multiplier. Try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Gang, if you are new to the channel and enjoy the content, man, hit that sub button, press that like button, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for another banger. Let's get it, gang.